Africa is uniting. I am so inspired by the way that the entire world came together in support of President Ibrahim Traore. I want to speak specifically to my brothers and sisters in the diaspora and in the African nation. African Americans are not your enemy. We are with you, we are proud of you, and we stand with you. We are to become one empire, one people. If you cross one of us, you cross all of us. And as for African Americans, it is not only time to be inspired, but it's time to start making a deal. I've said before, it is essential that we start thinking about our own survival, and that can only be done in our own republic. We need to become partners with these nations.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching my videos from. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining here. Now, I'm requesting you to comment down there if there is something you want me to change, if there is something that is not fitting your standards, and if it's something that you just need me to work on it, just tell me in the comment section, and I will work on it because you are. Welcome back. Today we are talking about something powerful, something that mainstream media doesn't want you to know, something that honestly shocked governments across the world, something that shocked the white people, something that shocked the Western powers. The media did not talk about that so much. We just saw it on social medias. We just saw it on TikTok, creators working on it. I talked about it. And yes, a young African leader in the heart of West Africa received support from across the diaspora, from Harlem to Kingston. And it wasn't just symbolic, it was digital, it was cultural, it was spiritual, and in some cases even political. This is more than a viral moment. This was a global black awakening. Captain Ibrahim Traore is not your average president, just 36 years old, youngest head of state in the world. In 2022, he led a coup d'etat in Burkina Faso, removed the French-backed puppet, and declared the country was ready to stand on its own feet. No more exploitation, no more foreign mining farms, and most importantly, no more neocolonialism. He kicked out the French military, started forming alliances across Africa and beyond. And when he spoke boldly, like the younger version of Thomas Sankara, unapologetically African. And that caught the attention of black Americans or black people all over the world. Now, before I go on with my commentary, there's some videos here I've featured of black Americans and Caribbeans. I want you to listen to these clips of African in diaspora. The support they gave to Ibrahim Traore shocked everyone. No one believed it. It has been long since African or black people joined hands for a purpose, and that purpose is deep inside Africa. Let's watch these clips and then we'll come back with the more commentary.
Tell us why you think there's such an uprising around the world. Blacks, Africans all around the world seem to be cheering this guy on. I mean, they're coming out in droves for rallies in support of him, wanting the West to keep their hands off.
Hands off, yep.
Yeah, why do you think and even here in the United States, I'm seeing a lot of support with in the black churches, the pastors coming out and saying, talking about this guy and this leader and praying that the Lord protect him. I mean, why do you think there is such a rallying around him?
When you are from a community whose leadership has been executed by force, Dr. King, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, Bunchy Carter from the Black Panthers, you cannot help but feel resonance with other black communities who have lost leaders by deep state execution. Patrice Lumumba of the Congo. Thomas Sankara himself was executed under suspicious circumstances that fit the deep state model. And everybody in Africa knows it. And so we have all in a collective sense, as Black folks in the diaspora, have felt the need for somebody to rise up like this. Again, we tried leaderless resistance. Leaderless resistance has its merits, but actually leadership encapsulated in a person with integrity and with force is something that has hit us all in a very real, deep way, because we know that we need it. So now we have somebody who's embodying this example. And that's why, regardless of where you stand in the diaspora, everybody resonates with Ibrahim. It's like, can we have somebody who's forceful enough to protect what's being built and not use that force to prey upon the people? Here in Black America, we had plenty of greedy, moocher people, who talked a good game, but didn't back it up, didn't stand on business for the actual people they said they were serving. So Ibrahim shows up and we're like, can we get more of this, please? Thank you. And that's why people are resonating all across the world.
Yeah, it's interesting that, when I look at what's gone on in Burkina Faso and, it's like the West. So the West obviously got into the slave trade and did that until they could no longer do that. And when that was no longer okay, it was like, okay, all right, fine. We can't do slavery, but we'll figure out another way to siphon resources. We'll figure out another way to control. And we'll do it through like these multinational corporations that'll basically just come in and own everything. They'll come in and siphon all the resources, own everything, and the people will essentially still be enslaved to us, but just using economic slavery rather than actual bonded in chain.
Greetings. So, I am an American, and even though I'm unable to fight in the war in Burkina Faso with President Ibrahim Traore, I stand with you and I support you, Ibrahim Traore. Not everyone in America is going for this bullshit. The government has no reason to be, or grounds to be, trying to take your country's gold and trying to just bully you and bogart and just take what they want, trying to hunt you down, trying to kill you, murder you. I do not agree with it. I do not agree with it. And it's time for all of us to stand up. All, and not just blacks, not just the African diaspora, but everyone. Everyone. We don't have a right. And when I say we, I mean the government. They don't have a right, because I would never do anything like that. I would never do no shit like that. Going over into another country, and then when you can't get what you want, you're going to try to bully them. And then you use little black Uncle Toms to go and do your dirty work. Stand your ground. Burkina Faso, stand your ground. Stand your ground. And I call upon all the African diaspora, all, help this country. Help. Stop hiding behind your presidential roles and your governmental roles, and hiding because you're afraid they might do something to you. They probably put some money in your pocket. Well, it's time to stand up. It's time to let this shit go. It's time to come together. So, Ibrahim Traore, we love you here in America. We love you and we support you.
Hey y'all, hey. So I've been down this, I wouldn't even call it a rabbit hole. I feel like we need to be educated on what's going on in Africa, because we're not going to get it from our news media. And I feel like all black people, I don't care on what side of what issue you're on, whether you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, it makes us know, never mind. There is something that we need to be paying attention to, and that is West Africa or Burkina Faso. We need to be paying attention to Niger and there's another country that's involved in this as well, but they're all African, and we need to be paying attention. I feel like the news media over here, they want to entrust us in things and distract us because there's something going on in the background that we need to be paying attention to, and this particular issue is one of them. I've been posting about it on my social media pages for days. It doesn't really even get played a lot. I think that some of them are even screening the stuff that I post, but it's fine. I'm just making sure that the people who are friends on my page, I have 8,000 followers, and sure that everybody that is connected to me is aware of this situation. Because if the United States or any of our counterparts harm this man, it's going to be a real problem out here. And for us to not be paying attention to that, but this particular situation warrants our attention. It warrants our real attention. We need to be supporting. We need to be supporting with posting about this. We need to be sharing the information. We need to be talking to our congressmen. We need to let them know by under no circumstances are we down with anything happening to that young man in Burkina Faso, President Ibrahim Traore. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, but y'all know who I'm talking about. Like, we need to be making sure that they know that we are paying attention. And the fact that they trying to use a brother in a general uniform. Now, y'all check this. Donald Trump has dismantled or fired or dismissed every African-American military leader, except this one. And this one is taking his melanated ass over to our country, our land, where we originate from, and to try to start some confusion. I just know the Lord is not going to let it happen like that. And so all of us who are prayer warriors, who believe in what is right, we need to make sure that this brother know that we got our eyes on you too. And you think this young brother didn't survive 20 assassination attempts for you to come show your conniving face? We need to let you know too, my brother, that we are watching. We watching to see how you're going to behave, especially behind an administration who treated us the way that it has. So please, my brothers and sisters, I don't really even care what your hue is at this point. If you stand for right, you stand on the same side as me. And I just want everyone to know that we are praying. We are praying for the president of Burkina Faso. Hey, y'all. Hey, happy Tuesday. I wanted to address this comment because this was the whole point of me making my video. I know that the American people are being lied to. Not only are we being lied to, but the media is just ignoring this altogether in the hopes that nobody is paying attention, in the hopes that you're just watching P. Diddy all day, and that's the discussion that you want to continuously have, which is really, truly insulting. Like, I wish the best for Puff Daddy, but like, that's about where it ends for me. I'm really more focused on what's happening in Africa and what's happening specifically in West Africa, where we should be cheering them on, where we should be talking about this out loud, where we should be combating the lies that they're trying to spread with the truth, that we should be sharing that this young brother that made it free to go to school on all levels, that this young brother that made, going to the hospital, having free health care. These ladies don't have to be worried about the burden of an expense of childbirth because he made that free, that he's paving roads, that he's giving them jobs, that he's opening plants, that he is taking possession of their natural resources and being able to do that for them to secure their future. We need to be able to speak on all the things that they won't speak on. This app, and apps like this, IG, Facebook, wherever you can go live or speak out loud, it's actually helping to spread the word and to protect that young brother, believe it or not. Because I believe that if the United States, if that general from Shreveport, Louisiana, wasn't getting heat on X like he was, I believe that they would have already attempted again to try to do something. But now that we know that Russia is standing in the front of him, China got his back, and North Korea got both sides, look how quiet things have gotten, right? So of course we know this young brother is not safe yet, but the fact that we are out in the open on this app and other apps talking out loud about the fact that we support him, that we got his back, that we're praying for him, that our churches here in the United States are praying for him, that everybody is talking about this, that Black people are coming together on this specific issue, that's the wonderful part about what we're doing here. So we can combat those lies. This comment right here, we can definitely combat those lies. But we have to be out here sharing and talking about the truth. And just a side note, I've been seeing some of the lives, and y'all, let's keep it calm with each other. This is about supporting Africa. this is about them doing something. They have broken chains that have bound them for so long. They need to hear us speaking loud, clear, on one accord with one voice, saying that we support them, we're cheering them on, we're praying for them. Anything that we could ever do to help this go more smoothly for them, that's what we should be doing over here. Not arguing about who's right, who's wrong, who's black and who's not. I'm black, right? I'm African. I know where my heritage is. It ain't no mistaking that with me. And can nobody tell me different. So I'm supporting anything that has to do with the betterment of Africa on every level. And that's what you should be doing too. All right? Let's do it, y'all.
Welcome back. Traore went viral. TikTok blew up. YouTube made video essays, rap, mixes, even animations. People with AIs made songs that R. Kelly sing about Ibrahim Traore. Beyonce supported Ibrahim Traore. Everyone was talking about Traore. Black Americans, many of whom had never even heard of Burkina Faso. Let's be clear. Let's talk the truth. Some of our Black Americans have never heard about Burkina Faso because Burkina Faso was not so vocal. A lot of Black Americans just knew about South Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, I think Ethiopia because it was not colonized, and maybe Kenya and East Africa. But Burkina Faso, it was far, far away from their thinking. Black Americans were suddenly saying Ibrahim Traore is my president. Right now I talk to Black Americans and they are like, yo, we love Ibrahim Traore. We want to support Ibrahim Traore. We are praying for Ibrahim Traore. In the Caribbean, same thing. People are calling him the modern day Marcus Garvey, the modern day Toussaint, the real deal. Memes, quotes, edits. Traore became a pan-African icon overnight. When Michael Langley sent a threat to him, internet exploded. Black people exploded. Black Americans came out in numbers. They went to the street. In April 5th, protest in America, Black Americans did not go outside. But because of Traore, they went outside. They went to the embassies. They chanted Traore's name. They raised flag of Burkina Faso. And it was shocking to the world. Like, the unity of Black people across the world is threatening. It was shocking. The media shocked. You could not see this on the media. Yeah. Black Americans told me they don't see that on the media. And it just didn't stop on admiration. It was an action. It turned into an action. As Traore fame grew, so did the hate. Western media came hard on him, calling him a threat, a dictator, dangerous. They have even come up with ideas that he has contributed to killings of people and etc. But Black Americans and Caribbeans up to now are not having it. They are still supporting him. Content creators jumped in fast. They broke down the lies, explained the CFA frank. I have seen a lot that a lot of people did not think they will see in their lifetime. Black people joining hands for one leader in Africa, somewhere in Africa, a young leader, cool leader. Nobody knew about this because the West, they have this thing that when they say someone is bad, it's causing chaos, Africans and Black people will be, we are supporting, it's bad. But today, we are not buying the lies. We ain't buying the lies. I saw Black people, Black Americans, they start educating the masses with the receipts, documentaries, and sharp edits, videos of back then in 1950s, videos of Louis Farrakhan, videos of Marcus Garvey talking about these receipts were there. And we, the Black people, the pan-Africanists, became the digital shield, or we are the digital shield, of Ibrahim Traore. His international media defense team, we are unpaid, unbogable, but feel committed. Nobody's paying us. Nobody's paying Black Americans to talk about Ibrahim Traore. Nobody. The West is shocked. The white people are shocked. And let me tell you something. This is one thing that I want to tell you. Some folks didn't just tweet about Traore. Yeah, some black people, some black Americans, they got on planes. Yes, they got on planes, black Americans, Caribbeans, traveled to Burkina Faso, sat with the local organizers. Yes, there's videos where this Dr. Arikana Chimbori with black Americans who have gone to Burkina Faso to support the pan-Africanism. They have attended pan-African conferences, pledged support. It does not end on social media. It does not end on tweeting or doing TikTok. No. Black Americans got on planes and they went to Burkina Faso. This was a real world alliance building. It was not just about online hype. No. We saw people raise money, donate to grassroots media in Burkina Faso. Some even called for boycott of French products. The diaspora showed up in numbers for Traore in ways that stunned everyone. Those who were observing, they were shocked. And let me tell you, here is why the world is shocked. The US State Department didn't know how to respond. France panicked. They expected Traore to be isolated. Instead, he had global black backing. They said a lot of things about Ibrahim Traore. Yeah, they talked as they have been always doing, framing black leaders, framing African leaders, calling them threat, saying they are dangerous, saying they are uncivilized, saying that they are cool leaders, they are not democratic, that accusing each and every accuse. But you know what? Black Americans were unbothered. And not just any black voices. Ibrahim Traore had black American influencers, black Caribbean elders, young black revolutionaries. They were used to that. They weren't used to that. They weren't prepared for black Americans. US state, the France, they were not prepared for black Americans standing in solidarity with African revolutionaries. They were not prepared for black Americans to go on their planes and go to Burkina Faso to support Ibrahim Traore. They were not prepared that they will march to the, embassies to chant Ibrahim Traore name wherever they are. Deep down Trinidad and Tobago, Grenada, Jamaica, in Washington, down there, black people marched. Traore was no longer just an African issue. Traore has become a pan-African rally point. And to many in the diaspora, Traore became more than just a politician. Thank you for all those black people. Thank you for all those black Americans and Caribbeans talking to me, telling me how they feel about Ibrahim Traore. I'm getting real thoughts of you. I'm getting the real love directly to me. Some have created music. I have some music of Ibrahim Traore. People are sending me on the email. I have one Rasbingi singing reggae music about Ibrahim Traore. And he is a symbol, a reminder of the strength we lost, the leaders we mourned, the movement we had to bury. People started calling out the spirit of Malcolm X. People started calling out the spirit of Marcus Garvey, Thomas Sankara, Kwame Nkrumah, Toussaint. They are our players of liberation. Ceremonies held for ease, protection. Elders went to prayers. This was a spiritual welfare. It was a spiritual affair. And the diaspora showed up to cover him in spirit and in actions. I am very shocked. I saw some leaders praying the ancestors, the God of our ancestors, kindly protect Sir Ibrahim Traore. I have seen those videos. Now, Caribbeans, keep forging ties with the revolutionary African nations. Africans, welcome your diaspora family, not as tourists. Now, what should come next is this. We don't let this become just a moment. Don't let this become just a moment of one day. No, let it be a movement. Let's support this young African brother. Let us think about how we can change this. Because right now we need this unity. unity of Africans, Black Americans, and Caribbeans is only that can help us, because a lot are fighting us indirect and directly. They want us to fall. They want to see us falling down in America. They want to see Black Americans fall down in Caribbean. They want to see Black people fall down. A lot of these groups, minority groups, Latins, and all these groups, they don't want to associate themselves with Black people because they are saying Black people are inferior, Black people are less. But you know what? We are going to change this. Power is going to shift, and when the power shift, Black people, they love everyone. We don't put revenge. We are not revenging. We are just coming big. Now, my message to Black Americans: keep learning, keep building the bridges with Africa. Don't say you are not Africans. Don't say you don't know your ancestors. Don't say blah blah blah. Just focus on the unity, because that is the only thing we can do. That's the only best thing we can do for our ancestors, for your great-grandfathers and great-mothers. To Caribbeans, keep forging ties with the revolutionary African nations. Africans, welcome your diaspora family. Please, this fight we are seeing online within Africans and diaspora, let's stop it. It will not help us. It will keep us begging, continue to beg and beg and beg. Now, we need help from our brothers. Now, the white people cannot help us. It does not come that easy. It comes with a price. But for us, for our Black brothers, they know what they have gone through. They have been here. They have been in this game. They have been slavery. They have picked cotton. They are like us. Stop saying they are not like us. When I see that, I get my heart so much bleeding. Now, Captain Ibrahim Traore inspired us all. Now it is time for us to inspire each other. Let's inspire each other. And what Black Americans and Caribbeans did for Captain Traore, it shocked the world. We didn't just cheer him up. They stood with him. We fought for him. We protected his name. And we enlightened the moment of pan-Africanism. We light that pan-Africanism flame. Traore may lead a small country, but his impact is global. Tell me what you think on the comment section about this topic. Drop a comment down there. Will you support a leader like him in your country? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I am the Kenyan Beast, signing off with power, truth, and pan-African power. Until next episode, peace out.